Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to talk about the review of CMOS for the use in digital circuits, the classical CMOS for use in the digital circuits. So let's begin with it. So in this, we'll first talk about the past transistor logic. Now we know that when we are talking about the circuits, the technology which we are currently using is CMOS, but now we are in the era where we are using the aggressive CMOS with DSM, that is deep submicron technology, and which is far advanced from what the classical CMOS was, both in its power consumption, in its fabrication techniques, in its operation, though the basic principle it remains the same. Okay, so today we are not going to talk about the aggressive, but we are going to talk about the basic CMOS to be used in the digital circuits. Well, the first thing we need to talk about is the past transistor logic. We know that transistors, they can be used as switches. So when I say switches, I know that MOS was quite a revolution over the BJTs. Okay, and was quite different in its operation from the BJTs which were used earlier. Though BJTs, they are still preferred because of their fast switching operations, but they occupy large area. So MOSFETs was a revolution in itself in the semiconductor industry. So when I talk about these MOS, so these can be used as switches and they are still used as switches, and it can be NMOS or it can be PMOS. Though typically when I talk about the past transistor logic, it refers to NMOS because NMOS are preferred because of the higher ability of electrons, giving them the faster operation over the PMOS counterpart. Okay. So we know that when we are going to use NMOS as a switch, it definitely passes a strong 0, but when passing 1, it has its value at the output which is less than the VDD. Let's try to see how. Okay. So I can imagine this NMOS source, drain, and gate. So gate is by control terminal, and I know that the gate voltage should be applied above the threshold. When this gate voltage is above the threshold, we have the channel which is formed between source and drain, and there is current passing or current flowing through. So I can say that this gate which is there, this is kind of acting as a resistance. So I can just imagine this is a kind of the resistance. I can mimic it as a resistance. So when it is on, that is when my gate voltage is positive, my NMOS is on, it is going to have the resistance, it is going to be very low. Okay, so this is the on resistance, which is going to be typically less than the gate off resistance. Okay, so when this it is on, it means I have a channel which is formed, but then this resistance which is there, which is occurring, that is going to have a drop across it. Okay. Yes, because of this, the voltage which is available at this terminal. So if I apply VDD here, this is on, the low resistance which it is having, due to that resistance, there will be certain drop, and the voltage which is available at this drain terminal, that would be somewhat less than VDD. Okay, normally it is said that this drain voltage which is available, that is equal to VDD minus the threshold of the NMOS, okay, till it turns on. That is the voltage for turning this transistor on. Okay, so we see that though it is passing 1, so my VDD, which is equivalent to the voltage 1, that is not fully being received as logic 1 at VDD, but it is having a voltage value at the output which is slightly less than VDD. Say it is almost a ratio of, if this is going to be 1, that is somewhere less than 0.1. Okay, so but it is definitely less than that. Okay, so this makes my NMOS pass strong 0, because when it is passing 0, when it is a 0, this is going to be very high. So when it is high, I am not getting the voltage level or the voltage here. Already we are having a 0, and plus we are having a drop across this high resistance, so nothing is coming here. So NMOS, it is passing the strong 0, but when passing 1, it has the voltage at the output which is less than VDD. So we can say that it is not a strong, doesn't pass strong 1. Hence, this makes it an ideal candidate for to be used as a pull down network. Pull down means a network which is going to give you 0. Okay, which is responsible, or which is connected to the ground and is responsible for giving the 0, connected to 0 in your network. The same applies now, the same logic of resistance, making this channel as a resistance in case of PMOS transistor, that makes PMOS pass the strong 1, but at the same time, it passes a degraded 0. Because in case of PMOS, we require the negative gate voltage. So when it is off, it requires a negative voltage, which means it is on when the logic level or the voltage here it is not positive. Okay, so it definitely passes strong 1, but it gives the degraded 0 on the similar lines. And in that case, I can say that my voltage which is available for logic 0, it is less than, again, threshold VTP, which is the threshold for the PMOS type of transistor. Okay, now coming back to our slides. So this is now self-explanatory that NMOS can be used as a switch where it is going to pass the logic 0 strongly but degraded logic 1. Whereas in case of PMOS, it is the other way around. It is going to pass the strong 1, but it is going to pass the weak 0. So this makes NMOS an ideal candidate for the pull down and PMOS an ideal candidate for the pull up network. So this very well explains the logic why in case of CMOS, what we are going to talk about. So in case of CMOS, we are going to have PMOS always in the pull up and NMOS always in the pull down. Okay. So the pass transistor logic, it is used as uses transistor as a switch, or you can say as an imperfect switch, which gives the degraded output levels. So when I say pass transistor, I cannot use the output of one transistor as for driving the control input of another. What I'm trying to say in this case is, so when I'm talking about my pass transistor, I cannot use my pass transistor. So these are the two pass transistors. I have connected them. The output of one, it is given or controlling the gate voltage of another. So I'm passing VDD here. Let's set as 4 volt. Here we are getting is again VDD we are going to get. Let's set as 5 volt. Okay. So due to this imperfect switch behavior, I told you it is going to give the output for the logic level 1 less than 5 volt. So let's say we are going to get some voltage around 4.2. Just an example I'm going to take. So when this 4.2 voltage, now this is becoming less for driving. Now we require the full gate voltage for driving this. Okay, but we are again getting a lesser voltage. Now see, it may still work. But again, if I'm going to connect it further to another, it may drop, let's say, to 3 volt and so on. So with each connecting passage, it is going to get a lower voltage and hence it cannot be used for driving the control input or the gate voltage using these NMOS switches. Rather, my pass transistor logic, it can be used in the series where I am getting the. So that is why it is actually called a pass transistor, because it is simply passing your input towards output, okay, with degraded voltage levels, and I can apply certain control signals here. So these can be used to actually implement the logic functions which are there, okay. But then the logic, what we are going to achieve, it is said to be a non-restoring logic. Now, what do we understand by non-restoring logic? Non-restoring logic means my voltage levels, they are not restored. Suppose I am getting the input. Suppose I am getting the voltage input to this as, let's say, 4.2, just in the previous example, as I told you. Okay, so my pass transistor or my this NMOS switch will not be able to raise or restore the logic level of VDD to full 5 voltage. Okay, so it is going to get less than this voltage. Okay, then 5 volt. So it is non-restoring logic. So this doesn't make them an ideal candidate, though they occupy a lesser of area. So they are definitely used in conjunction with the CMOS logic, because wherever the switching is required, it may be used because of the lesser space which is there, which they are going to occupy. But still, they are not a restoring logic, so not a very reliable source, especially when we are going to have gates with large fan outs, or when we are going to connect them cascade large number of gates or switches in series. Okay, so this was about pass transistor logic. So now from this discussion, we have been able to identify that my NMOS, it is going to be an ideal candidate for pull down, and PMOS is the ideal candidate for pull up. So this gives rise to my structure of CMOS, which uses both NMOS and PMOS. It is a fully restored logic, plus it is having the advantage of the low power consumption, static power consumption rather, I should be specific about it, because there is no direct path being formed between the VDD and the ground. So Let's try to understand this